What up? My name is Amanda. Welcome back to my channel, and today I made a split-second decision once again. Every single time I do this, I actually usually don't regret it, so maybe I shouldn't have learned a lesson. But every single time I do it, I'm like, let's do a video on it. That'll be fun. So today literally is May 31st, and I released my June TBR, which I had made really light on purpose so that I could read more books that I wanted to read. I decided, you know what? Olivia Reads a Latte is doing a Priory of the Orange Tree read along this entire month, and it's something that I have really wanted to try to read again. In case you don't know, I tried to read the Priory of the Orange Tree twice, and both times were through Audible audiobook, and both times I quit because I was so confused. So I bought the book before I bought the audiobook, and when I was trying to read, I just got intimidated by how big it is. So I got the audiobook, was confused, quit it, tried again, was confused, quit it. Officially, in the month of June, from June 1st, well, technically today I'm going to start it, but from June 1st until June 30th, I'm going to be reading The Priory of the Orange Tree. In order to help my mental state get through this chunk of a book, I tabbed it. So what these tabs represent are these thicker, lighter blue ones are what I have to read every single week. These teal, darker blue ones are what I have to read every single day, which the math ended up being between 15 to 30 pages every single day. I chunked it up by what she was doing for the week, and then within that week I chunked it up into 7 days. So every single week I have to read a different page count number. Like the first week I have to read, it's like 31 pages every single day, but then the next week I think I have to read like 12 pages every single day. And then this orange tab is how far I made it the first time. So I will count this a success as long as I read past that orange tab. Thank you, Olivia, for doing this because you gave me the kick in the butt that I needed to finally finish this book. Okay, so I've made it to the end of part 1, and I actually realized that I had read previously a few chapters ahead than what I had thought I had done, so I moved that marking, but this is what my book looks like right now. I officially have made it through the longest part, which is absolutely awesome because that means that going forward, I just don't have to read as much every single day. I did end up reading more than the 30 pages allotted to me for this part every single day, so I was able to take 2 days off this week because I read so much. I haven't mentioned before, but I'm going to only be checking in with the actual, talking to you about how I feel about the book. Oh my god, my voice. At the end of every single part. Oh my god, what is wrong with my voice? I'm gonna get some water. Hold still. Hello? Okay, it's just weird. I'm only going to be checking in with you guys at the end of every single part that we'll be reading together. So I think there's a section where I'm reading 2 parts together. I am loving it. First off, I'm loving the book and I'm loving the experience of reading it with so many people online. It's just really cool. I totally want to do this. This I think is going to be my goal for booktube. I want to start a book club. I'd love to do it with someone, and I'd love for it to be fantasy reads once a month kind of a thing, and I'd absolutely love to do a Discord where people could talk about stuff. I just need to figure out how to do that, and in the meantime, just grow my channel so that one day that goal can be accomplished. It is so much fun to be able to talk to people as I'm reading about like what I'm reading, and to be able to connect with people about like characters, or to argue with people about different characters. For instance, right now we're all kind of having a discussion about Loth and Kit, who are traveling together, and I don't really love either of them, but if I had to choose, I'd say that Loth is my favorite, whereas a lot of people in the chat, pretty much everyone in the chat, is saying that Kit is their favorite. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, we're not fighting or anything, but we're just kind of discussing the differences between the two of them, and it's great. I also love having that accountability there, where it's like, if I don't read this, then I can't be in the discussion with the people about what we're reading. First up, I took the dust jacket off finally, because I have a horrible time of reading with dust jackets on and forgetting to take them off. And this spine is gorgeous. Just, oh my goodness, I love that. I mean, the cover's gorgeous. Why is my voice like this? I mean, the dust jacket is absolutely gorgeous too, and I totally love it. And I want to see it on my bookshelf. But it's so sad because I also want to see this spine on my bookshelf. Like, Samantha Shannon, why you gotta play me like that? A lot of people are dyeing their edges for this readathon, and oh my god, it makes me want to do it, but I don't know if I want to do it for this book because this one is so big and you have to separate every single page. Still haven't told you guys about this book. This is a multiple POV epic adult standalone fantasy. Wow, there's a lot of words to describe one book. Definitely hard to read. A lot of people say that they're having a trouble keeping people straight. I'm not having an issue with keeping people straight though. That's pretty simple for me. I am having an issue keeping some of the locations straight. I hope those people who are listening to it are able to finish it, because I think listening to it would be a really good option a second or third time reading this book, but not your first time reading this book. I did recently pick up this bad boy, which is Legacy of Ash by Matthew Ward, and I'm really interested in reading it. I have the audiobook and I was listening to it, and it was giving me the same vibes as The Priory of the Orange Tree, so I quit because I don't want to be listening to that or reading it while I'm reading The Priory of the Orange Tree. It has that similar language where it's kind of hard to listen to because it's just not common spoken English given to you. I can't talk about dragons being in here yet, but if you want to know more, pay attention to my wrap up. I don't know if I'll actually finish this book this month, so you might have to pay attention to July's wrap up, but I just wanted to recommend that book to anyone who has read The Priory and wants something that is kind of similar in the way the language is done and is also a fantasy. What's up? It is June 11th and I've officially finished part 2. That was probably really loud. I'm sorry. So yeah, this is where I'm at in the book. Of course, you can't tell because the light is ridiculous in here. Part 2 actually finishes at exactly halfway through the book, which is awesome because that means that I have to do exactly what I've done one more time. That's how 50% works of something. I'm loving the book. It is definitely picking up. It is definitely getting more fast-paced and more dangerous, and more like the stakes are more real. And it's great. I'm not going to have much to say in this check-in because I'm just full of emotion and I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah, I'm still loving, oh my god, what's her name? Is it Ada, her, and Sabran together, and I'm absolutely still loving Tane. I am super nervous about both of them. Niclay's bores me, but I think his chapters are going to get better, and Loth bores me, but I also know for a fact that what he did in his last chapter is going to lead into some more exciting stuff. So that's good. In case you don't know, because you missed my previous video, I was kind of complaining to you all last week about how I wanted to be starting a book club, and it's official. I've started one. I have released the video at this point already on my channel. In this moment, June 11th, I haven't done it, but by the time you're watching this video, I've done it. And I'm really excited to be doing it. So if you like fantasy books, check out my Discord link down below. I'd be really excited to have you join us. We're gonna try to read one fantasy book a month, and we're gonna try not to read something this big every single month, but we are going to be trying to read authors of color, minority authors, female authors, all within the fantasy genre. Hello, so I finished part 3, so this is where I'm at in the book right now. I actually finished part 3 in one day, and I finished it 2 or 3 days ago. I haven't read anything since because part 3 put me into a reading slump. It was only 100 pages, but I just felt like nothing really happened. Like the plot progressed, but not much seemed to really be going on. It really focused on Edda I think is how you pronounce her name, which I like her and I like her chapters a lot, but for some reason I just like wasn't interested in her chapters in this section. And so everyone else kind of got like maybe one chapter and that was it. I'm nervous to start part 4 because like I just don't feel like reading, and I blame that completely on part 3. But I'm going to sit down right now and try to knock it out. I don't have much to say about part 3 beyond I didn't love it. Okay, so I finished part 4 and I didn't check in with you guys because I wasn't feeling well. So I took a bath and I kept reading and I just kept going on. I'm actually about 1/3 through part 5 right now. So I only have 150 pages left in the book, so I think I'm gonna call it quits tonight. I might read like one more chapter. I'm going to aim to finish the book tomorrow, which is absolutely awesome because tomorrow's the 15th of June, which means that I have read the book in half the time that I wanted to read it in. So part 4 was kind of dull, honestly. Like it reminded me a lot of part 3. There's just a lot of like Ida, I don't know how to say her name, just like traveling from places to places and not a lot felt like it was happening. Didn't love that. And then the end of part 4 ended with this huge like reveal that was supposed to like astound us. And I definitely didn't see it coming, but I don't necessarily like what it did because I feel like it made the book feel like the book feels so unique and so great in what it is. And that reveal made it feel kind of like it didn't have so much of that uniqueness. It made it feel more like just every other book I've kind of read. That was a bit disappointing, but I'm in part 5 and I'm finally getting some more of the characters that I like. I haven't really been seeing a lot of them, basically all of part 3 or 4. So I'm glad to be back to some of the people I really enjoy hearing from. And I'm excited because part 5 also introduced the idea that like it's not all of what I thought it was going to be. So there's still some surprises for me. That's good. Just this much. And I can't believe how fast I've been reading this bad boy. Hi. So I finished it and I didn't check in with you guys after part 5 because I didn't. I read most of part 5 and all of part 6 today. So I'm really proud of that accomplishment. I have 2 tabs still. There's one left in the book because this one I'm going to leave in for as long as I can tolerate it because it's the mark of where I DNF'd the first 2 times, and I'm so proud that I was able to finish. And then this one is the only quote in the book that I loved so much that I tried to ignore it but couldn't, and I had to come back to it, and it is, "He was tired of having a soul." Boy, that is a good quote. Hopefully you can't hear my mom out there having a conversation. So I ended up reading the book 4 out of 5 stars because I did really enjoy it. I loved all of the representation that it had between race and LGBT and just everything, but I felt like there were some issues between evenness of different POVs and especially how the story wrapped up at the end. I felt like it was too quick of a wrap up, and there were a few main issues that I would have liked to change with how it wrapped up that I will not tell you right now because they would be spoilers. But otherwise, I did really enjoy the book, and I'm really glad I was able to finish it this time because it's something that I'm proud to have finished because it's so big. Yeah, so that was the Priory of the Orange Tree readathon. Can't believe that I finished the book in 15 days. I meant to read it over the course of 31 days, and then I read it in 15 days instead. So that's a big accomplishment right there. Also, this book is giving me back pains from lugging it around. Comment down below if you've read this book. I'd love to talk to you about it. I have lots of things to say, so if you want to know my spoilery thoughts about the ending, please talk to me. I'd love to give you some thoughts on that. But until next time, I don't remember how my outro goes, but I will talk to you all in the comments. Bye.